Well, hello and happy almost New Year. This is Wellness Wednesday with Kathy Stevens here on the 60 Up members page. And I am so excited to do the last workout of the year, at least on Wednesdays, here from my New Year's studio. So hopefully we will all enjoy the last workout of the year, get ready for our New Year's New Year resolutions that we'll be setting starting in January. But for today, we're still on the theme of stress reduction during the holidays. We are still in the midst of holidays. And as I told you last week, don't worry about everything you eat or drink between Christmas and New Year's as long as you think about what you eat and drink between New Year's and Christmas. Think about that for a second. Anyways, that's my tip of the year. I share it every year because really we need to reflect positively on what we do and did throughout 2021. I know it was a stressful year for many of us, and with the upsurge in a lot of viruses going on right now, I'm sure it's a little bit stressful even this week. So we really tried to think about ways, and we talked about using breath techniques as well as touch techniques. And today we're going to talk a little bit about mind body, and we're going to do a really nice meditative mind body cool down at the end of the workout. So try to stick around for that if nothing else. We're going to stress flexibility and strength, and I want to talk a little bit about that today. You know, the 60 Up board behind me is so uniquely designed by Dan and all the work that he put into it several years ago now, but also the programming behind it to help people naturally work a little bit on balance and fall prevention by the fact that it has that unstable base. But with that in mind, that's the bonus. The things that we do on the board, and let's think back about the last year. We've done cardio workouts, we've done strength workouts, we've done agility workouts, we've done functionality workouts, so many things that we've worked on with the 60 Up that balance was automatically built in. Why? Because of the way that the board shifts and rocks naturally with every movement. So you're stimulating your nervous system, your proprioception, the connection of brain to body. You're stimulating it and overloading it in a little different way than things we do on a stable surface, whether you think about it or not. It's happening. So why flexible strength? I am assuming that many of you that are purchasing the board and here with me today on your board are here because the 60 Up motivated you to work a little bit on staying up, staying tall, staying with good posture, staying with good balance, fall prevention. I know many of the infomercials that show Bob Eubanks and how much he really benefited from working on the board in terms of his functionality and his balance. So I know balance is important to you. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here today. But let's look at the root of balance. Besides the neuromuscular connection, which is something we can't ignore, we know that in order to move with balance, you have to really have two things. You have to have range of motion or flexibility, because if you're stiff and moving like this, you're going to trip more easily. You're not going to maintain that center of posture and balance. And then you need strength, and in particular, the type of strength that can be doing small activities like walking upstairs or getting out of a chair. It doesn't have to take big load strength. We call that endurance strength, the strength for life, the strength to function properly. And so that's why these tubing bands were added to the unit. And I would like you to have your bands on today. So as I'm talking with you, please attach your bands to the front attachments and just have them waiting for us later. So the bands offer what we call resistance. It's not real heavy. It's enough to feel some tension to get to a point of fatigue or slight fatigue without having to do a zillion reps. And so we will be working on strength because we know that it's that strength of motion, that endurance strength in the muscle, and that range of motion. The range of motion, think about it, even all the way down to the ankle. If you don't have the range of motion and the strength of motion to pick up your toes well, then you're going to be shuffling with your feet. And what's going to happen is a little bit more propensity towards tripping or falling. So from toes to shoulders to neck, we want to maintain that range of motion, to be able to look behind you when you're out for a walk or driving in the car, that range of motion and that strength of motion. And that's what flexible strength is. It's combining movements that give you that functional range and strength to move strong, to prevent falls, and to be able to get through life with the best technique possible in terms of body alignment and body function. So that's our focus. And of course, stress reduction, because we are still in the middle of the holidays. I've got my holiday vest on. I don't know if you can see that. It's Hark the Herald Angels, because we are going to be singing Happy New Year's in just a few days. So let me check in with you real quick before we get started. And I see we've got a couple comments in the house. So Doug and Pat, thank you for being here. We are going to have a wonderful end of year workout so that there'll be a happy new year, and then be ready for some goal setting next week. So be thinking already about, what did you accomplish last year? Try to think of the positive things. I know there were some negative, but were you able to go longer and stronger on your 60 up? Did you join us more days a week? Did you find yourself feeling more positive about your ability to live and be functional in today's world? Those are the things we want to focus on, and then think of some new ones. So maybe if there were some areas in your life that you weren't quite happy with, we'll work on those next year. But for today, we're going to work on flexible strength. We're going to work on stress reduction, and I'm going to give you some mind-body techniques at the end of class. I'm ready to go. I hope you are as well. We're live. Let's get going. Know that I can see your comments, and I do appreciate them because they let me know if we're on track and if you can hear me. And if my good friend Ann is out there, because I know you haven't been able to come to my live class, welcome, and I hope you're staying healthy. All right, we're going to get started. A little bit of a background beat because I love it, and let's get our workout going. All right, let's stand up nice and tall behind the board. Let's start by thinking about posture. Head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Feet positioned comfortably, maybe about hip width distance. Knees in the direction of the toes, chest up, chin up. Let's just start with the neck. Look right, center, left, center. Now, if you're feeling a little imbalanced today, hold on to your poles. Right, center, left. Again. Use your eyes to stimulate that ocular portion of balance. Now tilt your ear right to left. Oh, the vestibular system also gets stimulated when you move your head. Stretch and move. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And now a nice half circle roll slowly down into the front and over. Again, down and around. Let's add a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Neck feeling a little looser. Let's move to the shoulders. Shrug them down and around. If you want, let go of those poles and let those elbows float up and behind you, opening up the chest, loosening and limbering. Let's add that deep breath again. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Open your heart to me. Here we go. 4 more times. Lift and drop. 2 more. And now we're going to really dig deep into that shoulder girdle, up and around. And allow that torso to start to rotate along with the arm. Out to the left, out to the right. Good job. Inhale and exhale. Stroke it behind. Couple more. Last 2. Last 1. Arms come forward and up. And then we float down, holding the handles, flattening the back, and rolling through. We're going to get to do that again if you missed it. Arms go up. They come down to the handles. You hip hinge and you roll through. Keep going. Same move. Lift up Exhale down, flatten the back, and roll through. Addressing that spine, up, down, and through. Again, lift up. Ain't no mountain high enough, guys. We're gonna climb it this year. Roll through. Last one, lift up. Hands on handles, roll through. And hold to the top. Now from here, let's just lift the knee and drop. Lift the knee and drop. Now maybe it doesn't lift that high to begin with. Lift up and drop. Lift up and drop. Get that hip activated. As soon as you start to feel comfortable with this, we're going to add a circle out. A hurdler stretch back. Hold on to those poles. That's it. Loosen up that hip joint. It can be down low. It doesn't have to be as high as I'm demonstrating. Be where you're comfortable. Up and around. Good job. Inhale and exhale. You've got this. Now down the leg, we come up, kick, place it back down. Up, kick, feel that hamstring lengthen. We're just warming up, loosening up, limbering up, down from head to toe. Good job. Keep going. Up, out, in. Feel that shift of weight, that need to contract and balance on the remaining leg. That's it. Feel the strength and the flexibility of this move. That's what flexible strength is all about. Good. Again. Up, front. Two more. Up, front. Last one. All right, now hold here and sit back and roll through. Again, so the hips are going to go behind you and then come forward up. I'm going to show you from the side. Sit back. Roll forward and up. Sit back, forward and up. Warming up those thighs, those glutes, the inner and outer hip. Good, two more times. Last one, and then we hit the ankles. All right, stand tall. Rise up and rock back. Rise up, rock back. So your heels come up and then your toes come up. Very important we loosen up through those ankles because that's usually where some of our first problems of proprioception start. Little neuropathy down there might make it difficult to lift up and make a clean step. Here we go. Rock back into your heels, lift up onto your toes. Inhale and exhale. Happy almost New Year's if you're joining me for this last workout of the year 2021. Almost done. Awesome. Keep going. Rock and roll. Two more. And then last one. And then stand tall. Take the right foot up and just circle it around like you're stirring it up. That's it. Loosen up those toes and the ball of the foot. Feel it in your shoe. That circulation going. Other side, same thing. Lift up the heel and circle around at the ankle. Heel rotates round and round. Stir it up. Here we go. Very nice. How are you feeling? How about those fingers? Let's go ahead and play the, I don't know what we're playing here, but not quite the piano. Maybe more the trumpet. Here we go. Wiggle them onto those poles. And now squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Let's add a little squat to this. Keep that blood flow going as we take it all the way down to the fingertips. Squeeze and release. Stretch them. Stretch them. Beautiful. 4 more times. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and then last one. Stand tall. All right, nice deep breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're warmed up. Let's march in place. Right, left, right. Good job. Put my ball down. It's flipped up here. All right, march, stand tall. Get your posture in alignment. Pull the shoulder blades back and down, the chin up, the chest up. Just march and keep that blood flow going. Now, as you're marching, think about really lifting those knees a little higher. Getting those feet to clear the floor. All the way up, all the way up. That's it. Part of warm-up is getting that blood flow going and truly increasing that internal temperature of the body. Feeling like if you had a sweater on, you'd be ready to take it off by the time you're done with the warm-up. All right, let's take it wide and narrow. Wide and narrow. You can kind of jog it out or march it out. Just depends on where you're at, how you're feeling. I know some of you have been doing the classes longer than others, so feel free to make something a little more intense if you're up for it. If you're new, keep it grounded and slower. Good job. 2 more. Then heel drop center right here, up and down. Now as you're bouncing those heels, feel yourself pull up through the pelvic floor, tightening the gluteal muscles and the core. Hold it. Nice and tall, chin up, chest up. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now heel tap on the red line. Heel tap. Let's warm up to that board. Good job. Heel tap. Heel tap. Good. Now point to the red ball or even touch it if your leg is long enough. I don't know if it is. Point towards it or touch it. Feel that little extra need to stabilize in that standing side of your body. Good. 4 more times. 4 and 3. Last 2. Now heel tap on 1. So bring it out a little bit. Heel. Heel. Now it's okay if you glance at your board occasionally, just to get a sight of where those numbers are. But try in general to keep your chin up and your glance forward. Now take it out towards the 2 or more towards the edge of the board. Doesn't have to be exactly on the number 2. Just a little wider heel tap. Good. Now as wide as it'll go. So towards the 3, let it rotate outward in the hip. That's it. Heel taps. Toes are up. Heels are out. 2 more. Now point on 1. Point. Toe down. Toe down. And then point towards the 2 with your toe. Tap that board. Tap that board. Towards the 3. Warming up those hips, those hip flexors, those ankles. 2 more. All right, now heel drop center again. Up and down. Remember, every time we do this, you want to pull up through the pelvic floor. Feel that little bit of jarring, which is healthy for the bones. And you can even add a little pounding with your palms so that we stimulate the upper joints of the body as well as the lower. Pound, pound. Good. You've got this. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now from here, we're going to step onto the board and off. So put a little weight into it. Take your step like you're going up a stair and then deciding not to. Step up, push off. Now I want you to feel the strength of this. So step in, push off. Right leg and thigh. Left leg, thigh. Push in, push off. And as you're doing this, you're right around that red line. So not too much difficulty in terms of the wobble of the board. But, of course, a little less stable than just doing this on the floor. Catch your weight, push off. Feel the strength of it. That's it. 4 more. 3, 2. Now leave the left leg up. Now from here, we're going to add strength and flexibility by bending down and lifting out. So that back or right leg is gonna stretch to the back wall, opening up that hip flexor, stretching the back leg, down the thigh, strengthening the front leg, up the thigh, combining that flexibility with that strength. You've got this. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. Good job. Keep going. Lift, lower, lift, lower. 4 more. Beautiful. 3. Excellent. 2. And now hold and pulse. Pulsing is where you just lift that back leg in a very small motion, up and down, up and down. Lift. Good. Keep going. Try to maintain your balance on that left leg. Keep that strength going in the hip. 4, 3, 2, 1, and step down. All right. Woo! Heel drops. So remember, on that series, we had our left leg up and our right leg back. Good job. Okay, chest up, chin up, heel drops, palm pops. Heel drops and palm pops. How's that sound? Here we go. Up and down. Let them go. Excellent. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, let's start again. This time with our left foot. Step on and off. Feel the strength of it. Land it, and then sink into it a bit, and then press out of it. Try to really sense for a second the heel touch, the toe touch. Heel first. Heel toe, push off. Heel toe, push off. Feel the power in it. Feel the strength in it. Heel toe, push off. Heel toe, push off. Good job. Inhale and exhale. Now some of these moves may elevate your heart rate a bit, a little cardio, because they are continuous. But remember, our focus for today is more about the strength and the flexibility of the movements. Nice. You've got this. Bend in, push away. 4 more. 3. Now we're going to do 1 more after this because we have to get that right leg up, right? Bend and extend. So now it should be your left leg that's being pulled back behind you into a nice long stretch. Down, push off. Down, push off. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. You've got this. Down and up. Feel the strength, feel the stretch. Again. Down and up. Solid foot placement. Press through the knee, up through the thigh and the hip. Couple more. Last one. Hold it up. Now balance and pulse. So that pulse is just a very small movement, contracting the hip on the left side, pulsing up, staying balanced. Try to keep the board balanced. Nice. You've got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it down. Heel drops. Good job. All right. Let's take a little break after this. Hydrate. Get a little water sip. All right. Let those heels drop. In 4, 3, 2. All right. Walk it over. Hopefully you have something to drink nearby. And let's hydrate up a little. Good job. Let me check in and see if anybody out there has a comment. Oh, hi, Vicky. Wow, it's snowing. I'm glad exercise feels good today. And Mona, so glad to see you, and thank you for being a part of my life too. Even though it's only virtual, I feel so great about seeing you guys every week, and I appreciate you guys for being here. All right, so are we ready to get back on it? Let's do this. All right, come on back. Hopefully you hydrated a bit. And let's come back to the center. Now let's step up on 2 and 2 and just simply rock a little here. Rock it out. Push and lean. Again, let's focus down into the feet if you can. I know some of us, or some of you maybe, have some issues with neuropathy, and maybe your feet aren't as aware as they once were. But mind to muscle, guys. Feel for it. Feel the outer edges of your feet. Feel the inner edges of your feet. Outer edges. So I'm kind of letting my outer edges lead, and then I'm rolling in, letting my inner big toe and ball of my foot push. Outer edges. Inner edges. Outer edges. Inner edges. Good job. Now let's just go faster. Push, pull, push, pull. Let your heels pound or press a little more aggressively to move that board more rapidly. Nice. We've got this. 8, 7, 6, 5. Got to keep you warm, especially if it's snowing out there. It's not snowing in California, but it is cold, or at least my part of California. Here we go. Sit back. All right, now here's where we have to start to recruit balance and strength. So as you do these, start with a little bit of a squat till you get those knees in line with the toes, and you figure out how to sit back slowly, directly into the hips, and try to keep the board centered as much as possible. You can let your hands kind of slide down the poles as you go down and back with your hips. Don't forget to sit back, not just let the knees protrude forward. You really need to think about squatting back into a chair. Also, remember to keep your back in alignment. Don't round it. Don't let it hunch over. Good work. Hinge back from the hip. Whenever you do a squat, if you lead with the thought of your hips going back, your tailbone going back, like you're going to give somebody a piggyback ride, you'll usually maintain a better squat position. Drop and squeeze, strengthening those legs. We want that endurance in our muscles to get us in and out of chairs our whole life without assistance. So here we go. Sit and lift. Sit and lift. Working on strength. Beautiful. Keep that chin and chest high. Breathe. Keep that board balanced. That's the added plus, the 60 upping it, upping the factor of a squat by having to work on balance as well as strength and alignment. That board is shaking a little bit. That's okay. That's your muscles reacting. 4 more. They're getting tired. That's good work. 3. Come on, guys. Last 2. We can do this. Keep the knees in line with the toe. Last 1. All right, now we're going to add on the flexible strength part, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down 1/4 of the way, and then we're going to bottom out and lift to the side. Go down 1/4 of the way, so you don't have to go so deep on this. I want you to be able to lift that leg and feel the stretch in the inner thighs as you strengthen the outer hip. Good. That's it. And if you need to look down to make sure that when the foot comes down, it's coming at about the 2 area on your board on each side, feel free to do that. Down and up. Try to keep the toe facing forward as the leg lifts. And it doesn't have to be extremely high. You're going to feel that inner thigh stretching from about here on. There you go. Bend the knees slightly, come up strong. Come up strong and flexible. Down and up. Good job. Again, lift and lower. Working that lower body, hips, thighs, through the lunges, the squats, and now the side out lift. Lift and lower. Take some nice deep breaths. You've got this. And this next one, we're gonna hold the balance, and pulse to the side, right there. That's the muscle we wanna fire, that outer hip called the gluteus medius. Stay strong and long on that left leg. Right leg pulsing. Stay balanced. You can be bottomed out on this side, that's fine. But keep your head high and your chest lifted. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down and go back to the alternating lift. Down and up. Deep breaths. Squat lift. Squat lift. Good work. Of course, after this second set of alternating, we'll hold that left leg up and pulse it out. Feel the stretch in the inner thigh. Feel the contraction in the outer hip. You got it. Again. Good job. All right, last one and hold here. Now pulse it out. Try to balance your body on this one leg. Head high, chin up, chest up. That does not have to be a big lift. It can stay down low. Just want to feel that contraction building right here. Try to keep your toe forward. Balance. Be tall, be strong, be long. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh boy, I felt that. How about you? All right, let's rock it out and ease it out a little bit. Get that blood flow going as you rock side to side gently. Pushing through the feet. Really nice. All right, that was a lot of lower body work, wasn't it? Whew. Now, one more grouping for the lower body, and then we'll start focusing our flexible strength on the upper body, okay? So bring the legs out wide, maybe around a 2.5 or 3, and rock it side to side, but let the knees and toes be slightly outward, okay? Some people might call that a plie position or sumo squat position. Nice and wide, knees and toes out. Clear some room to work those inner thighs. Here we go. Rock side to side. Now I want you to go a little lower into the lunge. Turned out lunge. Push it towards the toes. Towards the toes. Left, right. Left, right. Good job. You've got this. Now we're going to add on here in a second to get the inner thigh moving and a little more engaged. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Watch one time. You're going to ground it, drag it, step it, and shift. Drag it, step, shift, drag. So notice as I'm dragging across the board, my toe is on the outward, externally rotated at the hip, and I'm dragging across the board, slide, and I'm making it a little more smooth now, a little more fluid as I go out and in, and I feel my rubber of my tennis shoe pulling against the surface of the board to engage the inner thigh. That's it. Engage. Step and slide. Step and slide. Keep that head up. Keep that chest up. That's it. Toes out. Heel is coming in. Good. We've got this. Side to side. We'll call it the side slide. That inner thigh involved. A couple more, and then we'll supercharge it. Here we go. 4, 3, 2. Stay left. Take the right foot, and let's push, release. push into the pole, release. Down, release. Down, release. Catch that pole with your heel and isometrically push into it. Contract it. In, out, in, out. Be tall. Be up high. In, out, in, out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide again. Slide in. Step, slide. Drag. Heavy foot. Heavy foot. Nice. Drag. So you can see that with the last series of strength, we have hit the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh, the inner thigh, the outer hip. There you go. Stay here. And then again, cross, tap. Push, tap. Push, tap. One leg is squatting, the other is adducting or pushing into the pole. Push, release. Push, release. Sit, stand up tall. I almost said sit tall. Inhale, exhale. Create that dynamic tension isometrically against the pole, meaning you contract like making a fist without real movement. Contract and release. Contract. Make sure you're breathing fluidly. One more. And bring it back to the center. Awesome. Bring the feet together. Little tiny heel lift rock. Woo. Good job, everybody. Bend one knee, push the heel down on the opposite. Bend and push, bend and push. Chin up, chest up, reposture. Excellent. Okay, I promised a little upper body, didn't I? So if you did not hook up your handles, that's okay. Mimic it with dynamic tension in mind or grab a weight, okay? And maybe if you come back and do the workout the next time, you can always do it again later in the week, you can make sure your tubing is attached. All right, so we're gonna take the left handle in the left hand, and we're just gonna stabilize our board. So put a foot on either side of the red line, get nice and stable, hold on to your tubing or use dynamic tension to give me a little cross lift. Cross lift, cross lift. Pump it through the chest. Stays low. Balance that board. Feel the chest and shoulder. Push. Again, you can sit back a little bit into your hips, which will add more thigh activity, as well as make it a little easier because you're lowering your base of support. Up, down, up, down. 4 more. 3, 2. Now take the same arm, instead bring it behind the pole. See how I did that? I was in front of the pole, I went behind the pole, and then just push it behind. Lift back, lift back. And on this one, let's flip up a toe on alternating right, left feet as we push that knuckle to the back wall, engaging the opposing muscle groups to the chest and front shoulder, which would be the trapezius and posterior deltoid. Here we go, push back, push, push. Look at my feet, one foot comes up, the other. Now this does take some flexibility at the ankle and shoulder girdle. So we are definitely hitting the flexible strength aspect. Push it back. Keep the neck long, keep the chest up, keep the spine strong. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. All right, hook up that band. Now, take this arm and circle it around. Circle it around, balancing in the center of the board. Open up the range. Try to keep the board level as that arm circles back. Arm back. Good. Inhale, exhale. I'm doing a little bit of a squat action as well. Opening up the chest and shoulder. And then hold here. Now, opposite action, forward and back. Swipe the counter and push it back. Again, try to keep those feet and board level. Cross it and open it. 4 more. 4, open. 3, open. 2, open. Last one. Open, bring it here and rock it out. All right, again, lift the heel, bend the knee. Boom, boom. Woo, loosen the neck. Good job. Okay, ready for the other side? Let's grab the right handle, front of the pole. Now remember, if you don't have your handles, that's okay. Just give me that dynamic tension, meaning with the move, add a little tension. Imagine you're lifting, I don't know, heavy 10-pound or 20-pound bat. Cross the chest. Add a little squat back. Cross and lift. Sit back. Try to keep the knees going in the direction of the toes. Try to get the hips going behind you a little. Push up and across for the chest, bicep, and shoulder. Up and back. Whew. Boy, these short bands, they have a lot of resistance. And remember, the long bands are also an option if you're finding the tubing is a little too much resistance. The longer the band, the easier the movement will be. Here we go. In 4, and 3, and 2. Sit straight back. 1, and then take that behind the board, remember? So now we're going to punch the back wall with your knuckle. Punch the back wall and alternate. See what my feet are doing? The ball of the foot is peeling up, the toes coming off. As I lift back with my arm, as I do the opposite upper body move, which is for the back of the shoulder, tricep a little bit, and mid-traps. Push it back. Lift the toe. Push it back. Good. Try to keep the board center. It doesn't have to be your primary focus. It's just, again, that added plus of the 60-up surface. Push that arm back, thumbs out. Chest lifted, chin lifted. Think about where you're feeling this. Hopefully back of the shoulder, back of the middle back, some of those rhomboids and trapezius muscles. Push it back. Push it back. Knock on the wall. Whew. Nice deep breath. Great for posture. Here we go. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, hook it up. Find your balance and rotate back stroke. Here we go. Take a deep breath. You can add a little bit of a knee bend and extension as you go back with that arm and open up range of motion through the shoulder girdle. Chin up, chest up. Good job. We're getting there, guys. Last workout of the year, and then it's a whole new year, whole new goals, right? Inhale and exhale. Whole new attitude. 2 more. Last one, and now reverse it to reach over and out. Swipe the counter. Good. Try to stay as balanced as you can in the center. That board will naturally move, and that's okay because your body will naturally react to it. We love that about our body. It senses what we're doing and it reacts appropriately. So that's what we're working on, is sharpening that natural tool to balance and align. Good. Couple more times. Excellent. Like you're moving through water. Open the chest. Last 2. Last 1. Excellent. All right, relax it. Okay, we're going to turn to the right. We're going to be on the right side. We're going to put that right leg forward, the left leg back in our tandem stance. So imagine you're standing on a line or a train track. There we go. Rock through the feet. Feel it through the heels, feel it through the ankles as you shift front and back. Let the toes and heels move with it, naturally. Notice that my movement is being generated from the feet up, but then it starts to stabilize from the hips up. My spine doesn't go forward and back, it just shifts with the legs. Good. That's it. Engage your core. So what would it look like if my spine was doing the work? It would look like this. And that's not what I want, right? I want solid and stable, strong and mobile through the legs. That's it. Beautiful. In 4, 3, feel your feet. 2, heels up, heels down, 1. Now come forward, grab that tubing again if you have the tubing. If not, you're just going to use dynamic. Put it in the right hand, row from a bent position. So notice how my knees are bent and my hips are flexed or bent forward a little, but my spine is long and strong. Pull that elbow back. Feel those nice large back muscles, the pullers. Here we go. Biceps, rear shoulder, latissimus dorsi. Right there. Inhale, exhale. Stabilize that core. You've got this. Good. Up. Up. Now remember, sometimes people want to know how many reps should I be doing. Well, it depends on the resistance. The tubing is not too many or too much of a load, so you probably can do about 16, 20. If it were a heavier weight, you'd hit for about 8 to 12. But we're working on that body endurance, ability to get through life strong and mobile. Ready? 4 more times. Here we go. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now hook it up. From here, I want you to take the back leg, slide up to balance, hold it. Take the arm, take it out to the side, palm down, palm back. All right, I'm going to show you what this looks like from the front because you can't see my arm very well. Here's what it looks like. Forward and circle back. Nice. Balance with mobility. Thumb down, thumb back. Keep going. Standing on that one leg, arm forward, arm back, chest open. Breathe. And then once again, we're going to opposite action. Forward cross, tap shoulder, open. Let it come around. Swipe the counter. Stay balanced. Cross, open. Beautiful. You're getting there. Keep that head up high. 4 more times. 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. All right, step down. Now remember, the left leg was back. Now we're going to switch it so that the right leg is back, the left leg is front. And let's start with the rocking action through the feet and heels, toes, heels. Nice. Push that forward. Settle your feet where you're comfortable. It's always okay to readjust foot placement, to look down and say, oh gosh, that front foot's a little too far front, or the back foot's too far back, and make an adjustment before you continue with the movement pattern. Safety first, okay? Chin up, chest up. Rock it through, feel the toes drop, the heels lift. Nice. Excellent. We're getting there. Oh boy, we're coming to our slowdown. We need a little bit more time before we go there. So let's just keep rocking as I switch back on the music. 1. Sorry about that, gang. We need more of the last song. But this means the good news. The good news is we're almost ready to cool down. All right, let's do this. All right, where were you? I hope you didn't get off your board. Okay? So we had that. Front foot is the right, left foot is the back. Rocking it out. All right, come in here. Take the cord and give me the row. Up, and down. Remember to bend the front knee and to lean over it without rounding back. So keep that head in line with the shoulders and hips like a nice plank or long slide from the head to hips. Good. Pull and release again. Up, back, up, up. Excellent. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Feel this back in those rear shoulder and latissimus dorsi, or large back muscles, the biceps. We've got this. You might even feel some tension building in this hip because you're bearing that weight through the thigh. Remember, usually with a lighter weight, you can do about 16 to 20 reps. But you stop when you feel fatigue build up. That's the goal, fatigue, not failure. 4 more times. Here we go. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hook it up. Balance up. Take the arm and circle it back again. Opening up that chest and shoulder. Working on balance. Working on mobility in the shoulder girdle. Good. We got this. Head up high. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Couple more. Last one, and now we're going to cross the chest and open. Beautiful. Cross and open. Cross and open. Again, in and out. In and out. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And last one. Excellent. All right, step off. Stand to the side. And let's do some calf raises. Up and down, right here. Up, down. Now you can let go if you want and just work on a little bit of calf strength on the floor. Arms up, down, up. Remember, your pull is there because I want you to always feel safe and feel like if balance is an issue, especially as we get tired towards the end of the workout, you've got a way to support yourself. The beauty of the 60-up board, like no other balance board out there. Good. Here we go. Up, down, up, down. 4 more times. 4 and 3, 2, 1. Now face in. Lift your toes and walk on your heels. Right there. Right there, right there. Come on, keep those toes up. Your hips might push back a little. That's okay to make room to get those toes up. March and march and march. Strengthening down bottom of those legs. Those tibialis anterior muscles to the front of the shin. So important for walking gait. Good. Toes up, heels down. Come on, we're almost there. End of the year workout. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, good job. Up and down softly. Rock up, roll back. Rock up, roll back. Let that blood flow start to slow. Let those joints start to loosen and re-stretch. Good. Now from here, settle down, put the right foot up on the step or the platform and stretch into it, right there. Holding and stretching that hamstring muscle. Good job. Now take the foot and drop it and then lift it. And drop it and lift it. Good job. Drop it and lift it. One more. Drop it and lift it. Stand tall. Bend the knee. Bring the hands behind you and open up that chest. Hold it here. The pole's right there in case you get a little bit wobbly. You know you can always grab it or lean into it. Hold and stretch. Push your hip forward so you feel the stretch in the hip flexor as well. Good. Nice deep breath. Pull those shoulders down and back. Excellent. Long stretch. Chin up. Chest up. All right, switch legs. Other foot up. Lean into it. And then let's point it and pull it back. Just like we did the other side. Point it and pull it back. As we round out this flexible strength workout with some nice static stretching. Lean in, pull back. And now hold the toe up. Intensify that held stretch. Breathe, inhale and exhale. And then step on it. Push the back hip forward. Lift up both arms if you're comfortable. Open up the chest, but keep the abdominals pulled in so you don't overarch the low back. Now, like a goalpost, let the arms come down and go behind you again to really fully expand across that chest. Hold it. Nice deep stretch. So sometimes people will ask me, how long should you hold a stretch for flexibility? Probably about 20 to 30 seconds, which I like to tell people is usually about 3 to 5 deep breaths. All right, step off, and then let's find a chair. Hopefully you have one nearby, because remember what I promised you this New Year's is for a nice finish and relaxation. Calming relaxation time. Mind, body, mind, muscle. So sit down comfortably in a chair and lean into the chair back. So you see how on my feet, back up so you can see this. My feet are on the floor. I'm relaxed. I'm not stressed. I'm letting the chair support my body weight. And then I just take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Slow and released. Inhale again, fill up the lungs. Hold it for a second, and then exhale fully. Now let's start at the bottom. So first, tighten up your feet. Pull your toes back. Tighten your shins. Hold that tension. Just hold it like you're clenching a fist, but in your lower extremity. And then release it. And now move up to the thighs. Tighten the kneecaps. Extend the knees. Hold tension here in your thighs, in your glutes. Squeeze and hold like a fist. And then let it melt or relax. Now moving into the core, tighten in like you're doing an abdominal crunch. Curl in and tighten, squeeze those muscles. Hold it. And then release it. Relax it. Now taking the arms out to the side, form some big bicep curls. Tighten into your shoulder, your bicep, your forearm. Tighten up, hold it, and melt it. And then tighten up through the neck, through the shoulders, through the face, through the scalp. Hold tension tight, like a fist. And then let it melt, and release the shoulders. Relax the arms, relax the torso, relax the legs, relax the calves, relax the feet, relax the toes and the shoes. Place your hands across your belt line, your belly, your rib cage. And with everything newly relaxed, let's inhale and expand the lungs. Inhale. Hold that breath. And exhale slowly. Again, inhale, expand the lungs. Hold that breath. And slowly exhale. All the way. Now this time, bring your arms, cross them to your shoulders, and as you inhale, tap your fingers on your shoulders. Inhale deeply. Hold that breath. Keep tapping. And slowly exhale. Tap down the arms. Interlace the hands. Lift the arms up. Inhale normally. Exhale fully. Sit up nice and tall. Align your head over shoulders. Your shoulders back and down. Your chest up. Your chin up. Now just close your eyes for a second. Think about how refreshed, how relaxed, how renewed your last workout of the year made you feel. Smile. Inhale up, pick good attitude. Exhale down, let go of any pain or strain or trauma or stress of last year and leave it there. And I'll see you in the real new year. Thank you for joining me today. I do check my comments throughout the week. Thanks, Chad, for being here and letting me know. And yes, happy, healthy new year to all of you. We will see you guys in 2022. Renew for 22. All right? Take care and see you next week on Wellness Wednesday. I'm Kathy Stevens signing out. Happy New Year's and peace out.